be no secrets between us. No, it's just honesty. Even if it hurts, even if it's just for today. I know you're just here for good fun. It's over before it's begun. So don't let me fall for a figment of my imagination. Don't be a stranger. Let me get to know ya. There's a kind of danger when my mind starts to wander round and around, trying to figure you out. What it be like to be? What it be like to be yours? What it be like to be yours? One step is two steps too much. Rather be much better if we stayed in touch, you and me, but it was too late. I can't make you stay, but wait. I know you're just here for good fun. It's over before it's begun. But don't let me fall for a figment of my...
Hi, we're at Net Loft. I'm gonna actually eat first because I actually have work today, so I have Prody day, but we're gonna go later and check it out.
Kind of danger when my mind starts to wander round and around, trying to figure you out. What it be like to be? What it be like to be yours? What it be like to be yours? Now I can only see you in my mind. You'll be gone in the morning, goodbye. But my one final wish is tonight, just for tonight. Don't be a stranger. Let me get to know ya. There's a kind of danger when my mind starts to wander.
And the roasted veggies, please. Yes, please. Can I also get one sausage as well? I'll do the one at the back. Yeah. Yes, please.
You get so alone, sometimes it starts to make sense. On this side of paradise, we're never concerned when the grass always greener on the other side of the screen. And misery set her sights on the likes of you and me. When arrows of love you pulled from my chest, when white mask of tragedy ties ribbons round our necks, and then shadows that cast over beds that we've made, and you start to forget why you came to this place. Then you go break their hearts. They don't know who you are as you lie in the dark. Do you know what you want? sometimes you start to forget that this side of paradise won't happen again. And for reasons unknown, we were brought to this place until legs grow too old to just fight the good race. And you go break their hearts, they don't know who you are as you lie in the dark. Do you know what you want? When you go break their hearts, they don't know who you are as you lie in the dark. Do you know what you don't know why you go.
Bye from Granville Island. See you. Bye. Thank you so much for hanging out with me at Granville Island and Paperia. Honestly, it was so nice and healing to my soul. I think there's just something about Granville Island in the autumn time. It's just the leaves changing and just the whole vibe is just so regenerative. I don't know if that's the right word, but I just felt my soul filled so much. So be sure to check out Paperia and Granville Island if you're in town. But before we get started, I just have to say that I am a fraud because I actually bought most of my Diary 2023 stuff from Travelers Company USA and not Paperia, even though it's a partner shop. But the reason why I bought it from Travelers Company USA is that they have a free gift and I needed to get the free gift. So we'll talk about that later. But I just want to read you this little blurb from the Diary 2023 refills that kind of matches the whole vibe of this release. So I'll read it right now. If you are feeling overwhelmed by sadness or anger or needing a break during the journey of life, please stop by Travelers Cafe. From soft and refreshing to bitter and astringent, we have a variety of coffees to suit your taste. Of course, you can add as much milk and sugar as you please. As Richard Brodigan said, sometimes life is merely a matter of coffee and whatever intimacy a cup of coffee affords. Drinking coffee fills you with a gentle, peaceful feeling. If there is a Travelers Cafe in your neighborhood, its presence enriches your daily life and brings you peace of mind. If you find one while traveling, it will welcome you as if you're a resident of that city. This place relieves fatigue, calms anger and sadness, and reminds us of the importance of peace and love. Where is Travelers Cafe, you ask? If you are drinking a cup of coffee while with your traveler's notebook, you're already at Travelers Cafe. Please enjoy a wonderful time with a good coffee and notebooks. Have a nice trip in 2023. Isn't that so cute? I just feel like a warm hug was I don't know, personified in that little blurb. Honestly, I feel like I got hugged by like a warm coffee cup in a nice way, not in like a boiling hot cup of coffee like spilling on you way. I just feel yeah, so refreshed. But yeah, that's the whole vibe of Diary 2023 from Travelers Company. The monthly insert that I just showed you is actually just the run-of-the-mill predated monthly insert that they do every year. It's just the same format. We just have a lovely monthly layout and then just a few like extra sheets at the back, and then that's it. It's just simple. And you get 2 stickers with the regular size for the monthly, and you just get 1 big sticker for the other monthly and for the passport monthly. And it's actually, I feel like, just enough. I think Travelers Company does a good job with their diary refills, that it doesn't have too much stuff with it in terms of like extra pages in the inserts. I know people love like those extra pages in the Hobonichis and stuff, but that's the reason why I really like my Traveler's Notebook inserts. They're just like no fuss, and they have very little bulk. Now I gotta show you why I ordered from Travelers Company USA. They had a free leather charm with any purchase over $75, and I had to have it. This is the Coffee and Travelers Notebook leather charm. It's on camel leather, and it's so nice. I am still so bummed that I missed out on the book theme. I don't know if that was last year, or is the book theme now? I actually don't know. Not today. 2022 is the movie one, but they had a book theme, and there was also a leather charm, and I missed out on it. I just it's regrettable, but we'll move on. The next thing that I got was the weekly plus memo horizontal Traveler's Notebook Diary 2023. So basically, it's kind of I guess I don't know what came first, this or the Hobonichi Weeks, but it's that Hobonichi Weeks style layout where there's weeks on the left hand side and then a memo or like grid sheet on the right hand side of the spread. And it's very simple, lots of like room to write on the right hand side, and then at the end you just have some blank pages and some info pages, just like the monthly diary. And that's what I really like about how simple these are. These are kind of like an Avec style in terms of the layout, because there's 2 notebooks that you get, one for the first half of the year and one for the second half of the year. And then we got the sticker sheet. I don't know, I always say I'm not gonna buy this, but each year I end up buying it, and I am trying to use my stuff. Like, I try to use all my stickers now, and this year my goal is again to use all these stickers because I don't want them to go to waste, and they're actually really fun to journal with. And I had to get this one because this is the coffee theme. Part of me wants to buy another one. My hoarding tendencies tell me to do that, but I'm trying not to. I'm just trying to enjoy my stash and just use stuff right away, especially with stickers, because they lose their stickiness and their fidelity the older that they get, and so it's just better to just use your stuff. And I feel like I end up regretting it when the year passes and then I didn't use the yearly stickers, because it usually says 2023 or like the year that it was created on the Travelers Company ones, and so I'm just like, let's just use them. And then in the spirit of like hoarding and keeping one, I told myself I wasn't going to do that, but as you can see, I bought 2 of these following items. These are the pencil boards that Travelers Company uses. They call them like plastic sheets, but they're pencil boards. I bought 2 of each, one in the passport, one in the regular size. I just love the coffee theme, and I want to DIY one and to keep one as like a regular looking one, because I tend to do a lot of customizations with my Travelers notebooks, and I thought it would be fun to customize this set of like accessories, because I do love coffee so much and I love this theme so much, and so I didn't want to like ruin the one pencil board that I ended up buying, so I just bought 2 of each. And I also bought 2 of the clear folders. I know it's a little bit redundant, but this passport one specifically is so good because it has a checkerboard pattern. I love checkerboard anything, and it's just a coffee theme. Again, this is probably going to be DIY'd. I have a feeling that I'm going to turn these all into some sort of like integrated pen loop type situation. I haven't done that in a while, and I'm probably going to cut this regular size folder open to add a leather pen loop somewhere, and just to make it more useful, because as much as I love looking at this, I still want it to be useful. And so I am going to DIY the one set and then keep the other set for just its intended use, which is a folder and a pencil board. The other ones are going to be a little bit more customized to my own needs. And then I have a super mini haul from Paper Yacht. I only really bought just one thing. This is the Diary 2023 weekly vertical. I showed you the weekly horizontal, and that one's actually not mine. It's actually from my sister, but she allowed me to haul this for everyone. This is the one that I'm going to keep. I was so torn if I was going to get a weekly insert for my traveler's notebook, because I usually just do like daily journaling in my traveler's notebook, but since I am slimming down my planners and journals for 2023, I don't have a weekly like planner or journal right now, so I thought might as well just get a weekly journal from Traveler's Company. And again, the color choice for this is so good. It's like orange and brown, which are, you know, my favorite like shades of colors, so I had to get this, and I can't wait to try using this again because I have used this in the past and I've always liked it, but it's been probably like 2 or 3 years since I've used it, so time to try it out again. You've successfully made it to the third and last portion of this video. It's the journaling portion, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, we're working in like not even triple speed. We're like at 700 speed right now, because I actually did a really long journaling session, and I actually journaled about that day, I think across 6 different pages or 3 full spreads. So I was really into documenting my Diary 2023 lineup and my trip to Granville Island. And so I actually worked on quite a few spreads, and I really wanted to use all the ephemera that I collected that day because I was really on top of collecting stuff. But the first spread that I made was just dedicated to the art direction in the clear folders. I just thought there was something so interesting about these illustrations. They're almost like old mystery novel like illustrations. They kind of give me Agatha Christie vibes or something like that. I don't actually know what the aesthetic is. It almost has a comic book feel, but also like a detective feel to it. I don't know. So I thought I would try to capture that, and I actually just tried to recreate the specific illustration on the passport size clear folder. Again, I am obsessed with checkerboard anything. I love checkerboard print, Vans, and checkerboard tiles. Just an actual like chessboard looks appealing to me, so I wanted to, you know, draw this in my own way, and I tried to use some cross hatching. There's a lot of severe shadows in like the illustration for this clear folder, and so I tried to do it. Honestly, I wasn't super happy with how this turned out, but again, I just want to show the process of everything, but I'm so glad that I tried it because this is something outside of my comfort zone. I'm now using one of my favorite rulers. This is a cookie ruler from BT21 that my friend Jasmine gave me, and I realized that using a clear ruler for making the grid was actually really nice because you can see what's underneath, and there's a little portion of this ruler that's clear, which was really helpful. And then I just went with a sans serif font for the typography. It's not the nicest typography, and I had a literal dot grid that I could have used to keep all of my letters uniform, but you know, we went for the sketchy theme that Diary 2023 has in like the Traveler's Company lineup this year. Everything has like a little bit of an illustrated like doodly feel, which I think is super cool. It's not super polished, and I'm leaning into that because I am not super polished as well. And again, we're leaning into like the monochromatic look of these illustrations because they were done in black and gray, not in black and white. But I just went with gray, black and white, and then the shadows again on the illustration were really severe, so I decided to go with watercolor. And this is the part that I was like, do I really like how this looks? It looks very, I don't know. I think when you zoom out, it looks not bad, but I just kept adding more shadow. I was like, stop, Job. After you know, looking at the footage, I'm like, that's enough, Job. But we just kept on going. We were like, let's just add more shadow. But I went with a more subtle approach to the typography. We went with like a dark brown because I thought, let's go with the coffee theme. I I like to drink my coffee black now, and so I was like, oh, this is kind of close to like the shade of black coffee. It could be a little bit darker because black coffee is like almost black, but I still wanted there to be some sort of brown. And I think I did try to color match it kind of close to the color of the pamphlet, and I thought, simple is best. Why don't we not draw this one, and why don't we just actually put the pamphlet in? I didn't feel bad doing this, and I actually ended up scanning it. I just love this theme so much, and so I scanned that little pamphlet so I wouldn't feel too bad that I just, I just taped it on there. And then I'm using this new stamp from Yun Charm. Oh, I'm loving it so much. I purchased it from a blank note from my good friend Nita. She runs a blank note. Be sure to check out her shop because they have amazing stamps. And if you're into like wooden stamps or want to get into the wooden stamp game, I would really check it out. And that was the first journal spread. We'll see all of the final like spreads with all the writing and journaling at the end, but I wanted to just speed along to the next one. This spread is a little bit lazy. I'm just gonna admit it, but I really wanted to use all the ephemera that I had, so I took the little Granville Island map that I grabbed right after my work session at the cafe. I also have this postcard from the cafe that was like a free marketing one. If it was a real postcard, I would have kept it and sent it to someone, but it had marketing all over it, so I just cut the logo out. And it's funny because it's like train theme. It's called Off the Tracks, not Off the Racks. Off the Tracks. And I don't know, it just reminded me of my Passport Traveler's Notebook that I always carry with me, which is the train edition. I kind of wish I got another one so I could journal about this in my train edition Traveler's Notebook, but that's okay. And then I just added two printed stickers from my my larger printer that I use. I use the Canon G6020, and I just made these little thumbnail printed photos, and then I added the little business card over top of the partner shop stamp, and then I used the Pilot Multi-Ball, which is one of my favorite all-use pens. It can write on anything. It's a gel pen, but it can write on any surface, plastic or anything. And so I use this for moments like this when there's like a pamphlet or something that has a little bit more of a slick surface, because sometimes gel pen is just gonna wipe off of it on a slick surface. So I use that, and then again, we're speeding through it. We're on the third spread. When you're watching this, you're like, wow, Job just works really fast. This actually took a few hours, but I was watching and I was, really enjoying the process of journaling. And so I really had to speed this up because I was taking my sweet time. But I don't know, do you ever fall into like a journaling groove? I feel like once I get into like this flow state of journaling, it's just so fun because you just keep on going. I wish I had more time to dedicate to this type of like long form journaling, because this is when I feel the most like me in terms of like my creative practice. Sometimes like the short bursts of journaling feel like I'm just doing it to document the day, but this type of journaling where I'm sitting down printing photos and like really doodling, it really allows me to like document the day but also enjoy the process of it. It's not just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be behind in my journal. This is more like, let's actually dissect the day. Let's look at the colors. What are the things that we're working with? What's the ephemera that we have? What are the doodles that we're gonna add? And so I really enjoyed this session. I have, I guess, 3 bits of ephemera. I have a map from the pamphlet that we got, the map pamphlet, and then that Granville Island that I put on the top of the left-hand side of the spread is also from the same pamphlet. And then I have a bookstore that I visited. This is one of my favorite bookstores recently. I actually haven't really purchased anything from there, but I just love going in. I think it's called Narongji. It's in Netloft at Granville Island, the same building that Paperia is located, and it's like an inclusive bookstore. They have a whole bunch of children's books from different countries and different editions of different books. So like you can buy like what was it, the Rainbow Fish in like a lot of different languages. I think that's super cool. And they also have like adult fiction and graphic novels. It's just super nice and aesthetic and very curated, which it's always fun to go into a curated shop because it feels really meaningful. And then I think the main other elements that we added to the spread were the thumbnail photos, so the small printed photos that I printed on my Canon 6020. I'm just using Epson photo printer, and yeah, I think we have a little intermission coming up, so let's let Job do his thing. This portion of the video is sponsored by, just kidding, no, I'm just having a snack. Intermission, go grab a drink or a snack, and we'll continue journaling after I eat. Okay. Now that you have a snack, let's continue journaling. And this comes at a good time because we're journaling about food. Again, I really enjoyed going to the French, like, the French food stall at Granville Island in the public market. I always get, like, the roast chicken there, and I love it so much. I kind of crave it, like, maybe twice a year, and I'm so glad that I finally got it. I really recommend it. Some people might just think it's regular, like, rotisserie chicken, but it's not. It's really good, and the mashed potatoes are delicious, but they didn't have the ratatouille that I always order, so I ended up getting the Brussels sprouts. But I actually really enjoy Brussels sprouts now, which is really interesting because I hated it as a kid. But this is the tangent that we didn't need right now. I actually did all of my inking for the little doodles in Unipin black fine liner, and then I'm just going in with my pocket water pocket. No, what is this called? Watercolor pocket palette from Art Toolkit X Travelers Company USA. There you go, Joe. I had a little glitch there. I was like, water polo? No, water pocket. No, watercolor pocket palette. There you go. That's actually like a little tongue twister. But as you can see, I ended up just going with like a little soft wash of color on all the doodles. I did a little crow doodle because when I was taking a photo of the bridge from from Granville Island, I just loved how the crow just looked so aesthetically placed there, so I had to draw a little doodle. I did a little title for Netloft with a location marker, and then I drew the little Diary 2023 vertical layout at the bottom, just the 2 books that came with that little set that I bought for Diary 2023 from Travelers Company at the bottom, because that's all I bought from that little trip. And I think the doodles just added a new type of texture to the spread, because a lot of it is kind of glossy if you look at it. Like if you were looking at this in person, the pamphlet has a little sheen to it. The photo paper with the little thumbnail photos are a little bit shiny because of the kind of subtle gloss on the paper. There's just a lot of like shininess on the spread IRL, and so the kind of loose watercolor texture just adds a nice contrast to it. I didn't like how I wrote what I bought near the notebooks that I doodled, and so I ended up just putting a PET tape that looks like a little label, and then I just went again with that the Pilot multi pen, because it can write on top of the glossy surface of that PET tape. I went in with my Franklin Christoph fountain pen, which is a flex nib, but I decided just to write as I would normally do, and this has a kind of fine nib, which I actually don't mind. It's not scratchy at all. And this has Sailor Yurameku Byakuya, which has like a green and purple shift to it. But right now it just looks like a nice gray. And I like using this because it kind of has the same vibe as journaling with a pencil. But when you look at it closely, you can see a little bit of purple and green, which is really cool. But yeah, this kind of completes the journaling for this video. Let's take a look at the completed spreads that we made. These are the completed pages from today's journaling session. I really enjoyed documenting my Diary 2023 journey and heading to Paperya and the whole experience of this time of year. October is usually the month that most people grab their planners and journals well, at least in the community, other people, the regular people, get their stuff probably in December. But I think for a large part of us, getting our 2023 planners and journals in October and November is such a fun experience, and it just makes autumn so much more fun and even adds to the experience of autumn. I hope you had fun joining me in my little journey and excursion to Granville Island. Are you getting a Diary 2023 from Travelers Company? Let me know, and also let me know what planners and journals you're using in 2023. I am always trying to figure out what I'm doing. I know I already kind of decided what I'm using for 2023, but it's still a few more months until the year starts, so I still have time to add or remove different journals and planners in my setup. So I would love to know. And again, be sure to catch me on Patreon if you want more exclusive videos and fun vlogs and journaling Zooms. I think that's it, folks. I will see you in the next one. Please take care of yourselves and be safe. And as always, Joe Branghe. Love you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.